Hi everybody, good morning. This is Jean here, Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for You. I want to thank everybody for your wonderful, wonderful comments and your blessings on one of my last videos, my bowl story, my bowl story video. Actually, a few of you had such a good idea. I think I'm going to bring it up into my sewing room so I can see it every day and fill it with fabric. Because there's only 3 of us. My silly bowl, I had a large family and I cooked 1,000,000 pounds of food every day. I don't anymore. It's just 3 of us. So I thought my bowl brought such precious memories that I think I'm gonna bring it up here. I still don't have enough room for it. Don't know where I'm gonna put it, but that was a good idea. And I just wanted to thank, I believe it was Sharon, who wrote me a lovely message. And this really resonated with me and I wanted to share this. Again, this was about a bowl that I had bought, whatever. It was one of my last videos if you don't know what I'm talking about. But Sharon, I'm going to just do a portion of her comment. That bowl came into your life as a wonderful memory and continued for years to be a wonderful thing in your life as it sustained your children with food. When we have many children, we have 10, we sometimes are taken for granted, and it's important to have things that bring us wonderful memories. Now, Sharon, I'm going to print this out and actually put it up. I like sayings, and this sentiment really struck me. We have a wonderful family, not perfect by any means, and having so many children, there was a period of time raising teenage boys. Make your hair stand on end. It's all smoke and mirrors, folks. But I did at many times feel taken for granted. Absolutely, absolutely. Mom's just there. Mom's just there, right? Mom's there, the glue holding everything together. It's being taken for granted. And although I have wonderful children, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I have to say that, right? But I, as you know, have become very attached to my stuff, my things. I have, since before I had children, 10, 12, 15 years before I had children, I liked things. And again, I was saying, I think it has to do with having come from minimalist parents. We have some of our children are minimalists. I was a maximalist. More is never enough. I think it skips a generation because apparently my grandmother on my mother's side had a lot of stuff that they had to get rid of, right? Just like our kids will have to get rid of our stuff. But actually when we lost quite a lot of our stuff in a natural disaster, I found it very, very difficult. Very difficult. Got over it to a great extent, but not to an incredible extent. I still mourn many things that we lost, many of our things. But I just thought, thank you very much, Sharon. It's important for us to have things that bring us wonderful memories. My things and my stuff, unlike other people who get rid of things, that's fine, it's awesome, it's wonderful. They have brought me wonderful memories. And my bowl was one of them. And that's why I made a long story even longer. About my little bowl. So today, I just wanted to thank you, Sharon. That is getting printed and putting up on my sayings wall here. I really like things like that. I wanted to again thank you for all your kindness to my dear mom. I have another mom story. I won't my mom, so I won't bore you with that now. That'll be to come. It's not morbid, but it's on the day that my mom died, and you might think that it was a terrible thing, but there was something fairly comical, not in that she died obviously, but a situation that happened when I was with my mom when she died, that I'll tell on another story, because somebody said it's your positivity and your laughter. It's not a joke. Life is not a joke. But my mom, my brothers, some of our kids, not all of them, myself in particular, I find it easier to dispel a situation that could be so dreadful with a touch of laughter. Like, you know, you have to keep smiling, not through disasters. I have cried buckets. I have despaired beyond. I have prayed fervently for relief in situations. But in so many situations, you just have to laugh. Because everybody says, if you don't laugh, you cry, right? Well, that's so true. And there was a situation. Again, I would tell the story if you want to hear it. It's not morbid. It's actually, as I say, quite comical. And it broke the ice. And my brother and I did have a laugh. Anyway, that's to come. I have finished my embroidered blocks quilt. And I'm working, as you can see here, on, excuse me, my snowflake quilt. It's coming together. I've just put a border on it. I have to bind, I have to put another border on the other side. And it's interesting the way I did this border. I'm not going to be showing that this video. I'm just going to be showing you the finished embroidered blocks quilt. That's in the other room. That's hanging up. And what had happened is I'm planning, or hopefully, I was going to enter it into a quilt show that's coming up in September here. The Pennsylvania Extravaganza quilt show in Oaks, Pennsylvania, that Jen and I and Ian and I go to every single year. Hope to see you in September. I believe it's September 12th to the 15th, something like that. So I went on Mancuso's website, the organization that arranges the quilt show, and I went to the enter competition page, and as I have entered the competition, or the quilt show, not the competition, the quilt show to enter my quilts. Previously, I've been in 4 different quilt shows where my quilt is hanging for an exhibit. I didn't win anything, of course, but it's hanging for people to see. I did have an account. You know what I'm going to say. So it's the same page as it was 10 years ago, 12 years ago when I entered a quilt. And so I have an account. So I put in recent information, and then it's like login. Well, my password, I don't remember, right? Oh. So I do a password that I think it is, and I didn't write it down. It's years ago. Anyway, long story again, even longer. I tried and tried and tried and tried. My final thing was proceed to checkout, which is $40 to enter. And it wouldn't let me. And I thought, oh, so what I did a couple days ago, I contact us, the organization, with my situation, not a complaint, my situation. How do I enter this? It's because the next step was, we're sending you an email to reset your password. I never got it. Waited and waited, never got it. Never got it. Never got it. I did it again, never got it. So I have another email account. So I put that in. That email is registered with our company. So I'm at a standstill. So I was really frustrated. I had put on all of the information to enter I thought, oh my goodness. So Ian came, and I was telling him, and all of a sudden I said, well, maybe I could use your email and create a whole new account. Anyway, that worked. That worked. So I used Ian's email. I said, you're going to be getting an email, but my information. So that worked. That went through. So that's for my embroidered blocks quilt. So hopefully I will tell you if it does get entered into the show, if it gets accepted, because this is a juried quilt show. What happens is the quilts, they look at the quilts online. I had to send pictures, just 2 pictures actually, 2 of them that I'll be putting up here. And then I'll take some of the details for you guys. And then they jury the pictures, and then they will either accept or reject, and not reject, but not accept your quilt into the show for whatever reason, which is fine. So I'll be telling you about that if I get accepted. I did not at this point put a hanging sleeve on my embroidered blocks quilt, because you know I've done no hand sewing except my embroidered blocks. I haven't done any hand sewing. And usually my hanging sleeve would be tucked into the top binding, like I'm going to be doing it on this one, because it has a square edge. My embroidered blocks quilt has a scalloped edge. I will have to hand stitch on the top and the bottom of a, I believe it's a 4-inch hanging sleeve on my embroidered blacks quilt. I didn't do that. I didn't put one on because I thought, well, I'm not doing that if I'm not getting accepted into the show. And if I am getting accepted, then I'll have time to make a sleeve and to hand sew it on. When I do this quilt, when I finish this quilt up, before I put the binding on, I will attach a hanging sleeve to the top of this quilt. If I finish this and if I get it into the quilt, if I enter it into the quilt show and if it's accepted. But yeah, I've been working on that. I will be doing again, a look over my shoulder, not a tutorial, how I made my snowflake blocks. Every single one is different. I cut out my snowflake fabric, every single one, and I just used a bit of glue stick. Or with my hexagons. It was a quilt as you go project. And then how I do the actual silly border / binding. It's an interesting method. I did the whole quilt. It's quilted. It was almost like finished, and then I put a border on. But that's to come. I'll be showing you that later because I have to run out now. I just want to tell you, thank you again for your lovely comments. Thank you, Sharon, for letting me know that my things are important. They bring us wonderful memories. And I love it that my bowl, which I think I'm going to bring up here so I can admire it, wherever I can put my bowl with my fat quarters and my jelly rolls. But it was interesting. It sustained your children with food, my other bowl. So this bowl will have a new life. Oh, and somebody said, it's not a yellowware bowl, right? It's not a yellowware bowl. It's a bowl with blue stripes. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. But I love it. I'm coming around to blue. All right, all right, all right. Look at my quilt is blue. Basically, when you squint, you see a blue quilt. Isn't that funny? And I do love it. Okay, folks, thank you again for all your kindnesses and all your love. It's been wonderful sharing with you our silly little life here. And yeah, Ian is getting better. Thank you very much. Maxwell as well. And we all send our love to all of our YouTube family out there. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day, everybody. Bye.